Welcome to Valor and Virtue. I'm Jim Danielson. With us today is Master Gunnery Sergeant Paul Levesque, United States Marine Corps retired. The Master Gunnery Sergeant is, we might say, a model of civic virtue in action. And we will talk a bit about some of the organizations he is intimately involved with. But first, Master Gunnery Sergeant, could you tell us a little bit about yourself and what led you to become a Marine?
I was a young 18-year-old out of high school working in a shoe factory in Lewiston, Maine, and I felt like I was going nowhere. And of course the Vietnam War was going on, and I had it in me to do something patriotic. So I talked to a couple of my friends, one of my best friends actually, and I said, you know what, I said, there's a good chance we could get drafted. And I said, I think I'm going to find something that I think is the best thing to do. And I said, I'm looking at joining the Marine Corps. And he said, wow, the Marine Corps. I said, yeah. So I don't know if I can make it, but I said, I think I'm going to try it. So I found the recruiter, went to his office, both me and my buddy actually went together. And I said, well, yeah, we want to join the buddy program. So it started then. This was in September of 1966. And the recruiter sends me down there, sends my friend down there. Both of us go down and take the physical and the test and come back. My buddy can't go because he flunked the physical. So I'm on my own. I said, I'm going. So he talked me into enlisting for 4 years. He said, you can get a better deal by enlisting for 4 years, and I believed him, and I joined. So went to boot camp in 1967 at Parris Island, and this was my eye-opener to the real world. I knew that the Vietnam War was hot and heavy, and I didn't know what to expect as far as the Marine Corps, but this was my first challenge pretty much in life. The Marine Corps taught me a lot. Parris Island taught me a lot. My first promotion was at Parris Island. In the Marine Corps at that time, if you were a rifleman first. Regardless of anything, you were a rifleman first. And I managed to show some real great skills with the M14. And I ended up as the high shooter in my series at Parris Island. And in graduation, they promoted me to PFC. That was the one and only meritorious promotion I ever saw in my 28 years. But it was probably one of the best feelings I could ever have.
One of the things that we talk about here, you've touched on, and that is why it's important for young people first starting out to successfully overcome a challenge. And that's exactly what you were talking about. And you went to Parris Island, and Parris Island does that. Could you reflect for a moment on how you think overcoming that challenge affected you, not only as a Marine, but as a man?
I think it gave me some pride and some sense of, you can do this. And I think throughout my career, that may have been the starting point, that I have had it ingrained in my brain housing that I'm going to do everything I can to be the best Marine I can be, and I'm going to make sure I compete with my peers. And it worked for me. I mean, so I excelled in my progression rank, and I mean, I just feel like I was up to the challenge every time I stepped into another position, and that helped me.
That's really great. That's what you want.
Yes.
It seems to me in any kind of, in everyone's life. And it makes people good citizens. Speaking of which, you're involved with Rolling Thunder. Would you explain to us what Rolling Thunder is and what it is not?
Okay, so Rolling Thunder, first of all, I want to say that when you hear that word Rolling Thunder, you automatically think of motorcycles.
Right.
That's a misnomer. We are not a motorcycle club. We are a veteran support organization. A lot of us do ride, and we use our motorcycles and the noise of them to bring awareness to the issues that we stand for, mainly the POWs and MIAs. The organization itself was founded back in 1987 by a few Vietnam vets that got together and realized that they had some buddies that were still missing. They were still possibly being held POW, MIA. So they decided to do a demonstration ride, a motorcycle demonstration ride in Washington, D.C., the first one being in 1987. This took off and got to be a pretty big thing. They rode from the Pentagon to the Vietnam Memorial and the nation's capital to raise awareness that they wanted answers as to where these POWs and MIAs are. Bring them home. So that's how it started. The organization incorporated in 1995 with chapters all over the country. Right now I think there's around 80 chapters throughout the nation. Yeah, I happen to be the president of the local chapter here in Jacksonville, Rolling Thunder Chapter 5, North Carolina, as well as being the state liaison for Rolling Thunder for North Carolina. And we focus on the mission of educating the public about our POWs and MIAs. We do missing man table ceremonies. We do POW MIA flag raising ceremonies. We do ceremonies on POW MIA Recognition Day, which is the third Friday in September, held every year as a proclamation by our country, just to raise awareness.
So you could be a member of Rolling Thunder even if you've never owned a motorcycle and aren't interested.
Right. You don't have to ride a motorcycle. You don't have to be a veteran. You don't have to be a male or a female. If you're 18 years old and you care about what we do, you can join us.
There's a veterans organization at Camp Lejeune you're involved with?
Yes. Actually, it's not a veterans organization per se. The Marine Corps base, McGySgt, has what we call a military retiree council. This council is made up of military retirees in the area. You can be active, retired from active duty, reserves. If you got a retiree ID card, you can possibly join us. We meet on the second Tuesday of the month at the base library, and we gather to share information on what's going on in the retiree community, what issues affect us, community events, medical benefits, just the whole myriad of things that affect the retiree community. So yeah, I'm the chairman of that right at this time. And it's something that I was reluctant to get into because I wasn't aware of what it was.
Right.
And then I see that we have a real good council, a lot of good members. We have some ex officios that come visit us and speak about different issues, like the Naval Medical Center, for example, the commissary, things that affect the retirees and the things that's important to them. So, yeah.
Okay, one final question, Master Gunnery Sergeant. We are concerned, and rightly, about understanding what the Marine Corps has to contribute to our nation at large, to our countrymen, not just military, but because there are problems in the country now, and a lot of these are problems of personal character and personal focus. What does the Marine Corps have to say to the country at large by way of recovering a sense of self, of patriotism, love for country, of being civically engaged and understanding the importance of it?
I can't speak on the entire Marine Corps as far as how I perceive it. I can. I think the active duty should be more, I think, encouraged more to participate in community service or get involved in the things that takes place in the community. A lot of these things affect veterans. The city, the county, wherever we are, they have memorials, we have programs, Veterans Day parades, and if you attend some of these ceremonies or parades, you want to know where the active duty Marines are.
Right.
And I think that might maybe open the eyes to some of these younger Marines that are on active duty. You got one focus. You do your job, and then you go on liberty, and that's it. I was one of the same mindset when I was in, but now that I've been accustomed to engaging with what the community has to offer, I think that's where the Marines could come into play, and maybe help them make an impact on the community that they actually live in and work in.
Master Gunnery Sergeant Paul Levesque, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.